that wishbone. The piercing and the wishbone. That was literally every boy's fantasy in about 1996. That is beautiful. I've waited a while to make this video just to have the respectful amount of time to do it justice, because I feel these two bikes kind of deserve a little bit of extra time. So the main bike in question is a bike that I've loved for a very, very long time and kept an eye out for probably close to 10 years now. And it's a standard Lengthy, and what a monster it is. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And this, rightfully so, even more of a monster, is the SOB. Slightly overbuilt, son of a bitch. I remember it as the son of a bitch, but apparently its real name is slightly overbuilt, which when you actually get your hands on it, you can see why. Because without a doubt, this is the biggest, gnarliest, chunkiest BMX in my entire collection. It's ridiculous. I don't know exactly what it weighs, but it's a good 20% heavier than even the King. It really is a monster, but it's a beautiful, beautiful bike. And it was a little bit later than our era of BMXing, but I remember it coming out, and I know that it is rightfully entitled to a place in my collection as an absolute monster. So that's why I picked it up. I was very lucky. I picked it up off of eBay. No one else really seems to be interested in it. Got it for a half decent price. Just obviously looking at the parts, gold redneck. It's always worth having, profile crank. And yeah, it wasn't too far away, so I grabbed it on the way back from work one night and so happy. But yes, unfortunately it does occupy a hook at the minute in my garage. And as much as it's a beast, I'd rather have that hanging. So that's the plan of action today. I'll tell you more about the bikes in a bit. Firstly, massive shout out to the guy I bought this off, and who'd done a very, very good job at putting this together. Everything was lovely and tight, everything was super, super dialed in, and I did feel a bit of a bastard taking it to pieces, to be honest. It was so well dialed in, but hey ho. So it's only now I've taken this to pieces that you can actually see and appreciate just once again how massively over-engineered this all is. It's an absolute monster, 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 monster. And I think this is a 2-inch tube. I'm sure that's 2-inch, and I'm sure when I read about it, that was a 1-inch. So in terms of the age, it's somewhere. I know they started coming out late 90s, and they were stopped production in 2002. So it's anywhere around there. But looking at the other parts that have come off, you know, especially because of the redneck, I'd like to think it's late 90s, maybe 2000, but I've never been that hot on dates and looking stuff like that up. But yeah, come apart okay. Obviously now just got to smash the grain out, get the cups out and the bearings out, and then we're starting the Lengthy. So here it is, it's all done. It's all done and it's looking great. So just a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to babble on and see if I could reminisce a little bit with you if you've come this far in the video. So the first thing as I was putting this together was the weight. I thought the SOB, when I first started to mess about with it, was going to be far heavier than this when it was complete. Because I just couldn't believe how heavy that bike was complete. I appreciate it's got the motorbike chain and the chunky disc and everything's gnarly on it. But it was a heavy bike. Like I said, it's the heaviest bike I've ever felt. But when I had it all stripped down, I compared the DK frame and the standard frame, and they're the same. So this really is a monster frame, just like the SOB. And it's a heavy bike. It really is a heavy bike. Secondly, it just got me thinking about how much these were back in the day. So my point of reference is always how much a S&M dirt bike, a 1-inch dirt bike cost. And I can remember that because I saved up for an entire year, and in 1996 I bought one. And in 1996 it was £200, frame and forks, £200, chrome 1-inch S&M dirt bike, and it was beautiful. And that was a lot of money, but this was the Rolls Royce. The standards were always the Rolls Royce of that era, and I really wish I could remember. And I'm seeing a fella tomorrow who will help me remember. But I think the frame, the standard lengthy frame alone, was £400. I'm sure it was £400 or £450. It might have been frame and forks for £450, but either way, it was over and double for what already was an expensive bike, if that makes sense. So in 1996, £450 for a BMX frame, it was a ridiculous amount of money. But here it is, and I think it's part of that reason why it was always the Rolls Royce of its time, of my era, which is why I've needed one in the collection, and I'm super happy that I've got one. And I love it. And that's that, really. I'll give you a walk around. So it really is a thing of beauty. I know it's a bit roughed up, and it's obviously seen some action in its day. And someone's always has to do it to me, don't they? I don't know what they used to cut that out. Or if they even done it blindfolded, but it's been done. But never mind. And at the end of the day, I think, if I'm being honest, I think I paid about £80 for the frame. So I've seen these things go for absolute fortune. So if I have to settle on owning one, but it has cut out dropouts and it had a few dents, that's something I can deal with that, just to have one in my collection. So first of all, I'm sorry if this is triggering people, because I know in the old days this was a bit of a sin, but we got the blue, we got the red, we got the anodised green, we got the red pedals, we got orange paint. That's probably triggering someone, but again, I also remember equally in the old days, if you were gonna mismatch your colours, you had to send it, and then you just went with it and owned it. I swapped the gold redneck because I had a couple of standard stems lying about, and I know it's faded, but I quite like the look of the anodised red standard stem. I thought that goes well. And that's it. I don't know what year it is. Again, it is probably a little bit later, because I really wanted one without the platform. I wanted one with a straight top tube. And here it is. I'm just generally happy. And I just wanted to share my new latest collection with you. My new latest bike in my collection with you. And if you've made it this far, you're probably as boring as I am and take a little bit of joy out of old BMXs. Thank you for watching.